There's a huge opportunity to bring streaming into programmatic. That said, there are some gnarly problems that we are currently collaborating to work through in the very nature of live itself, which is if you kind of imagine a live broadcast, take a big sporting event, the Olympics, a baseball game, or even take breaking news. Invariably, we go to commercial break. When we go to commercial break, what's really unique about live is every single device goes to break at the same time. So every smart TV, every Roku stick, every smartphone, but that creates these unbelievable spikes in requests that come into programmatic, the likes of which we've never seen before. Millions, tens of millions of users wanting an ad in the same moment requires us to rethink, frankly, a lot of the programmatic plumbing. And so on one hand presents an incredible opportunity for the future. Live is arguably the most valuable new media opportunity that exists. Real time is the best way to make it addressable. But we've got a lot of work to do in standards to get the market to a point where we can do this at huge scale.
What about the opportunities for the buy side buying programmatically in live?
The opportunities for the buy side are immense. You can kind of look at it as, traditionally what the buy side has been doing with apps and on-demand viewing that consumers have been enjoying in live, as well as the fast apps, everything that the OEMs have been doing. That has created a buying paradigm where the buy side is now comfortable with programmatic and buying television at scale, bringing their audience and data to bear, bringing all kinds of new algorithms to drive outcomes. The difference is with live, you're going to be able to do this when arguably the world is watching. And so I think there's going to be new levels of creative storytelling that we just have not even conceived of today, because most of the buying traditionally with live has been programmed in advance, not done in real time. So that's going to be the new upside for the buy side. But otherwise, a lot of what they're used to already in CTV is just going to work.
So what about the consumer experience, relevance, targeting, making advertising relevant in this new programmatic live world?
The holy grail for the consumer is ultimately going to be less ad load. If we can make ads more addressable, more relevant to the end consumer by taking advantage of all of the benefits of programmatic, will hopefully lead to a place where the consumer experience is more optimized. Shorter pods that ultimately are going to drive more outcomes for marketers and probably higher CPMs for the end broadcaster or publisher. But to the end consumer, let's face it, they don't really love ads. So more engaging ads that are more relevant is the ultimate benefit that we hope to be able to drive.
So big year with the election, big investment in media investment. What's going to happen in terms of the opportunities around streamers and election budgets?
I really believe this is going to be a programmatic election, the likes of which we have never seen before. And I can tell you that the preparations for this election have already begun. They began last summer and in the fall, where we've worked very closely with so many publishers to understand upfront what their policies are around ad creatives, ad review. There are some publishers who are taking the stance not to run political advertising, which also needs to be configured in the system, but for the most part, political ads are going to be running at great scale in programmatic. We're hearing the party starts in May. It's been a little bit quiet to this point, largely because the primaries were not really contested, but we are hearing the budgets are going to start flowing in May, and it's just going to be an absolute exponential rise. A lot of our customers are very excited, they're ready to go, but we'll have to check back in with you a little later this year to see what happened.
Another area that's exciting for us in our coverage is retail media and commerce, and it's very interesting to see the retailers as publishers, or certainly as a source of first-party data. What is the opportunity in that sector, and how does Index look at it?
The opportunity of retail media is enormous. I think it presents net new budgets that get to come into programmatic that are ultimately going to benefit the publisher. They're ultimately going to be more ad spend going to working media, which is really good for the economics of publishing. I think a lot of the retailers have gone through a build, buy, partner assessment across the board, and I think a lot of them have recognized At this state of market maturity, it's unlikely that they're going to create their own full stacks. Some might that are enormous in scale, but I think most are going to partner. It's unlikely that any given retailer is going to build their own DSP or build their own SSP. Instead, a lot of them are looking at building on top of the existing infrastructure. What's exciting for Index is the timing of the launch of our marketplaces product has actually been very well timed to a lot of assessments that retailers are making. There's a lot of RFIs and RFPs going out. A lot of them are building their stacks right now. And we believe that we can help almost create this middle layer between the exchange and between the DSP where a retailer can bring their rich audience data and budgets and transact at great scale so that there's no friction, so that they can work with any publisher on the open web, in streaming, in an app, and so they can work through any DSP, whether it be a Trade Desk or a Google or an Amazon. And we think that's going to be the mode for the future versus trying to recreate ad tech one more time.